In this demonstration, we're going to create a new model using the Create Model wizard. Earlier, we defined a model as a collection of elements that are related by a common purpose, organization, or other grouping. The elements in our new model are going to be related by a common purpose in that we will be creating objects for our fleet management scenarios under this model. So to create my new model, I'm going to go to the Dynamics 365 menu, select the Model Management submenu, and then select the Create Model option. This opens a wizard which allows us to enter model metadata. The first screen is going to be naming and description information that the user will be able to see on the front end. So we'll start with model name, which is the abbreviated model name. We will call this the Development Basics FMS model. FMS is short for Fleet Management Scenario, which I will spell out in the model display name in a moment. Under Publisher, we will put Contoso to match our fleet management scenarios. Contoso is a customer, so we will select the Cust layer to associate this model with. And then under Description, we'll put something meaningful. So we'll say to be used for development basics, fleet management scenarios. I'm going to leave the version field as is. This is the first version of the model, so we'll stick with 1.0. You can change this to whatever versioning scheme your organization decides to use. This is acceptable for our purposes, so we'll leave it. Under the model display name, I need to make something that's more user-friendly, so I'll space this and spell it out. So Development Basics Fleet Management Scenarios. All right, so this completes the information that the user will see on the front end if they want to see what this model is geared toward. So we'll move on to the Select Package screen. This screen gives us the option to either create a new package or select an existing package. This in the back end translates to creating an extension model versus creating an overlaying model. So if we were to select existing package, we could overlay elements in each of these packages. Microsoft's best practice recommendation is to use extension objects and models wherever we can. So we're going to go with create new package in this screen, and there are no other options to select, so I will move on. And now we get the option to select referenced packages. The reason we need to do this is that we can't access objects in other packages unless we reference them from our own model. So I'm going to go with the basics. We see that application platform is already selected. I'm going to add application foundation and application suite. And keep in mind that if we find out later that we needed to reference another package, we can come back and update the model. And we'll look at that in another lesson. So I'll go ahead and select next here. And we get a summary of the model metadata that I have entered so far. We also get the option to create a new project when this model is created. And we also get the option to make this model the default for new projects. At this moment, I'm not going to be creating a new project, so I will unselect that option. But I do want this to be my default model for new projects, so I will leave that selected and go ahead and select Finish, which will create the model. Let's say I found out I need to update the model parameters for an existing model. To do this, I go to the Dynamics 365 menu, select Model Management, and select Update Model Parameters. And we get a wizard that allows us to select the model that we want to change and also edit certain metadata about that model. So I'll go ahead and select my Development Basics Fleet Management Scenario model. We can see that the model metadata pre-populates in these remaining fields. For this example, I'm actually curious about the referenced packages. So I'll go ahead and leave these fields alone and move on to the referenced packages screen. And let's say for this example, I need to add a reference to the dimensions package, which is a commonly referenced package. I'll go ahead and find that package in this list and select it. And then I'll go ahead and click Next to see the new package referenced in my referenced packages list. If I'd made any other changes to the model metadata, they would also be displayed in the remaining fields on this summary screen. So to commit these changes, I'll click Finish. And now my model has a new reference.